Hello everyone, greetings to all of you. In the last video, we had discussed about the gradient, then the factors affecting gradient and the various types of gradient and also the IRC specifications for gradient. Now, in today's lecture, we will discuss about the side distance, factors affecting side distance, then the types of side distance and the total reaction time. So, let's start the video. So the first we will discuss is side distance. So what is side distance? The distance along the center line of a road at which a driver has visibility of an object stationary or moving at a specified height above the carriageway is known as side distance. Or side distance is the length of road visible ahead to the driver at any instance. The side distance is the distance along the center line of a road and which is visible for the driver. That is, when we are going to travel on the road or when we are drive a vehicle, the distance which can be visible by our or driver's eyes is the side distance. Then the side distance is the length of a road visible ahead to the driver at any instance. Means the length of road which can be visible to driver at any instance is side distance. This is some standards for side distance should satisfy the following conditions. So first condition is driver traveling at the design speed has sufficient side distance or road length visible to stop vehicle in case of any obstruction on the road ahead without collision. That is, when any obstruction on the road, then driver traveling with the design speed, that is the maximum speed on the road, the driver has visible some sufficient distance. Then the second condition is driver traveling ahead should be able to overtake slow moving vehicles at reasonable intervals without causing obstruction to traffic of opposite direction. That is, when the driver traveling or when he is going to overtake the slow moving vehicle, then the driver is able to easily overtake this slow moving vehicle. And the last condition is the driver entering a controlled intersection, he should have sufficient visibility to enable him to control his vehicle in order to avoid collision with another vehicle. That is, while traveling, the driver have sufficient visibility at the front of road to avoid the collision with another vehicle. So this is the some conditions of side distance. First factor is speed of the vehicle. The speed of the vehicle is affect the side distance of road. Then the second factor is frictional resistance. That is, the frictional resistance of road surface or the friction factor of road and the tire of vehicle is also affect the side distance. Then the third is height of driver's eye. The height of driver's eye is also affect the side distance. Then the next is slope of the road surface. The slope of the road surface is also affect the side distance. And the last is perception time and brake reaction time. That is the time which can be required to brake the vehicle or to stop the vehicle by brake. So this time also affect the side distance. Now the next point is types of side distance. So following are the types of side distance. First type is stopping or non-passing side distance. Then second is overtaking or passing side distance. Third is intermediate side distance. And fourth is lateral side distance. In next slide we will discuss in detail. So first type of side distance is stopping side distance. The clear distance ahead needed by a driver to bring his vehicle to a stop before meeting a stationary point or object to the road is called as stopping sight distance or non-passing sight distance. That is, the distance is required when the vehicle is going to stop. This distance is stopping sight distance. When the vehicle is go to any stop, then this vehicle is stopped there. That sight distance required for stopping, so this distance is also called as stopping sight distance. Now see, this is the diagram of stopping sight distance. So this is the vehicle which travels in this direction. When this vehicle is travel on this curve, this vehicle is travels on this curve. This is vertical curve. Okay, this vehicle is travel on this curve. The driver of this vehicle is visible the distance up to this vehicle. So this visible distance is known as stopping distance. This is the line of sight. Okay, this dotted line is the line of sight, or this line is also called as stopping distance, and it is a obstruction. It is a obstruction to vision. So this obstruction is obstruct the vision of this vehicle. But along with this obstruction, the driver of vehicle see this vehicle. That distance is called as stopping sight distance. Then the second type of sight distance is overtaking sight distance. The minimum distance open to the vision of the driver on a two-way road to enable him to overtake another vehicle ahead with safety against the traffic from opposite direction is called as overtaking sight distance. That is, the distance which can required while the overtaking vehicle is called as overtaking sight distance. Now see, this is the diagram of overtaking sight distance. This is the overtaking sight distance. The vehicle A, here the vehicle A and vehicle B. Okay, the vehicle A have to overtake the vehicle B. Now, while overtaking vehicle B, the driver of vehicle A should be clearly see the road in front of vehicle B. Then the distance from vehicle A to front of vehicle B is overtaking sight distance. Means this distance is overtaking sight distance for vehicle A. Okay. Now see the factors which depends upon the overtaking sight distance. So first factor is speed of overtaking and speed of vehicle coming from the opposite direction. That is, the speed of overtaking vehicle and the speed of vehicle which comes from opposite direction. This speed is one important factor for overtaking sight distance. Then the second factor is distance between the vehicles. The distance between two vehicles is also very important factor for overtaking sight distance. Then the third factor is rate of acceleration of the overtaking vehicle. This point is also important for overtaking sight distance. That is the rate of acceleration of the overtaking vehicle. And the last factor is skill and reaction time of the driver. The skill of driver and the reaction time of driver is also important factor for overtaking sight distance. Now the next type is intermediate sight distance. The distance which affords reasonable opportunities to drivers to overtake the vehicle ahead with caution is called as intermediate sight distance. Intermediate sight distance is taken as this safe stopping sight distance. That is, this sight distance gives the opportunities to the drivers to overtake the vehicle with the awareness or with the care. The intermediate sight distance is taken as safe stopping sight distance because in the intermediate sight distance it gives opportunity to the driver to overtake the vehicle with proper care. Then the next type of sight distance is lateral sight distance. The sight distance needed by the driver of a vehicle who see another vehicles approaching the intersections reacts and applies brakes to bring the vehicle to dead stop at the intersection without any collision is called as lateral sight distance. That is, when the driver see the vehicle come at intersection and the driver applies brakes and the distance on which the driver see the approaching vehicle, this sight distance is called as lateral sight distance. Now see, this is the diagram of lateral sight distance. Okay. This is the lateral sight distance for vehicle A. Suppose this is vehicle A and this is vehicle B. Okay. So this is the lateral sight distance. Okay. From vehicle B to point C is the lateral sight distance, and from vehicle A to point C is also lateral sight distance. Means this is vehicle A, then this is vehicle B and this is vehicle C. From vehicle A to vehicle B, this distance is lateral sight distance, or from vehicle B to vehicle C, this distance is also lateral sight distance. Now the next point is the lateral sight distance should be sufficient to satisfy the following three conditions. So the first condition is to enable both or at least one or approaching vehicles to change their speeds to avoid collisions. That is, the lateral sight distance must be able to, or it is unable to both or at least one vehicle which can be approaching to change speed and avoid the collision. Then the second condition is to bring at least one or both the approaching vehicles to stop before reaching a point of collision. That is, to bring at least one or both vehicles to stop before reaching a point of collision. Then the last condition is to enable the stopped vehicle on mirror road, minor road to start, accelerate and cross the main road before the approaching vehicle traveling at design speed on main road reaches the intersections. That is, at intersection, the sight distance is enable the stopping vehicle on minor road to start, accelerate or cross the main road before the another vehicle is approaching to that road and traveling at design speed on main road reaches the intersection. So these three are the some conditions for lateral sight distance. Then the next point is total reaction time of driver. The total time taken from the driver instant the object is seen to the instant when the brakes are effectively applied is known as the reaction time of driver. That is, the time in between the driver see the object or vehicle and the time when it applies the brake effectively, and also the time between these 2 points is called as total reaction time. The total reaction time plays an important role in deciding the length of stopping sight distance. The total reaction time of the driver can be split up into following two categories. That is, first is brake reaction time and second is perception time. The total reaction time is approximately 5 seconds. Now, first is brake reaction time. The time taken by the driver of vehicles for the application of brakes is known as brake reaction time. The brake reaction time is depends on the skill of the driver and type of problems, etc. The brake reaction time means the time which can be taken by driver to apply brake is called as brake reaction time, and it depends upon the skill of driver. And the second is perception time. The time taken by the driver of vehicle to realize that brake is to be applied is known as perception time. That is, when the driver is realized that he is apply brakes, this time is known as perception time. The perception time varies from driver to driver. It depends on several factors such as speed of vehicles, distance of objects and climatic conditions. Okay. So, in today's lecture, we had discussed about the sight distance, then the types of sight distance and the total reaction time of driver. Okay. Hope you all get the information given in this video. If anybody have any question or doubt, then please ask me. Okay. Thank you.